I'm Dr. Maureen Craig, clinical nurse specialist and mindful and yoga teacher. This evening, I wanted to focus our class on lymphatics. So oftentimes we think about our blood vessels pumping our fluids around, which is true, and we have a heart to do that. But we don't always think about the lymphs. And if you think about your lymph nodes, and they're like these little devices that are constantly scanning the body for waste products and things that need to be gotten rid of. And then the fluid that's flowing through them is about 15 liters versus the fluid that flows through the blood is only about 5 or so liters. So a lot of fluid is going through there, but what actually moves the lymph fluid? It turns out most of it is our movement, which is so important to us. And we're going to, at Shavasana time, actually do a little bit of massage that might actually aid in that. But you might think of your calf muscles as actually the heart for your lymph, or the pump for your lymph. And so it just shows how important it is if we're going to continue to get our waste and our different things out of our body, the nutrients to the body and then the waste out. Movement is so important. So I'm glad you're joining me for some movement. Let's begin by settling ourselves on the mat and feeling the weight of the body here. And one of the first things we'll move is our diaphragm, and there's a lot of lymph nodes around the diaphragm. So take a nice full breath in. Make it nice and full, a little fuller. And then exhale. Just coming into your body and continuing these deeper breaths, bringing it all the way to fullness. And on the exhale, really squeezing in those muscles. So you give all those lymph nodes and vessels a good squeeze. Inhale fully. And then a good squeeze through the whole torso, folding the ribs, drawing that pelvic floor and abdomen in. Continuing that pattern for 3 more breaths. Two more. And another. Returning to the natural breath now. Taking a moment to scan through the body and just checking with yourself this evening. How are you doing? What's your emotional tone, your physical tone? How is the body? What needs attention? And bringing kindness to anything that needs attention. This is self-care, when you check in and meet your needs. And then setting an intention this evening, I'm going to encourage you to bring presence and really listening to your body's experience as you practice, so you can respond to what you're hearing from your body. Taking what's joyful and moving with that, and releasing and softening away from anything that's difficult or painful. Lengthen through the crown. And then gently tip the right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale the crown up. Exhale off to the other side. Inhale tall. Chin to chest. And lengthen out the back of the neck. Begin to swim the shoulders as you raise the crown up, starting to find your movement there. Continuing that deep breathing as you're moving. We want to continue to use the entire torso and the breathing muscles to activate the lymph. So let's use our wings a little bit. So think of your elbows going back and down like you're flapping your wings. This is good for the lymphatics in the armpits. Now add the breath to this. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Draw the navel in as well on the exhale. Pelvic floor up. Couple more. Reach the arms out into a T. Drop that hand to the mat. Lift up, side bend. One side's getting a squeeze, one side opening up. And switch. Press into the mat, side bend. Inhale through the center, and we'll take it again on this side. Inhale over. Exhale, side bend. Now we'll move into our twists, and definitely the twists are going to lift and squeeze those lymph vessels. Exhale, twist off to the right. Use the breath here. Take a breath in. Exhale, deepen the twist. Inhale, lift the hands up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left. Lengthen through the spine. Inhale, another full breath. Deepen the twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, soften a little as you lift the back arm. Exhale, twist and fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, twist. Inhale the back arm, fill the body. Exhale, fold. Release. Come on over onto your hands and knees. Continue our practice with a little cat-cow here. Tuck your toes. Inhale, looking forward, tailbone up. Exhale, untuck the toes, arch the spine up. Marjaryasana. Inhale, Bittilasana. Exhale, Marjaryasana. Follow your breath 2 or 3 times. Where is your attention? Can you bring it into the body? Coming to your table now and pushing your right heel out behind you, your left thumb to the sky. Feel the length in your body, reaching away from each other, the stability of the back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep off center. Inhale, long. Exhale, off center. Inhale, long. Exhale, away. Bring the left hand down, the ball of the foot down. Take that calf and sole stretch. Untucking those toes. If they've been in shoes most of the day, this can feel great. Kickstand the left foot out behind you. Come to the inner blade of that foot, the long leg, and reach up for your knee down side plank. Stacking the shoulders and squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit so the heart opens and lifts. And then push off that bottom hand and come on over in gate posture. So feel that energy come up the body, sweeping over, slide that hand down the extended leg. Here we go. And gently coming back. We'll continue back with our cat-cow. We take these moves on the other side. Now extend your left heel out. Keep the ankle flexed. Add the right thumb to the sky. Inhale a little lift. Exhale, sweep off center. Inhale long. Sweep away. Lengthen out. Exhale away. Bring the hand home, the ball of the foot to the mat. How does that sole of the foot feel? How about the calf? Does that feel good? Kickstand out, come to your knee down side plank. Stack the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Push off the bottom hand, lengthen up through that right side, and side bend over. Gate posture. starting to open up the sides of the body can feel so good. Come on back to your mat. Walk your hands, one hand print forward. Your knees and feet are in alignment with your hands. And then drop your hips forward, squeezing the glutes to protect the low back as you lift your heart. Exhale, push the tailbone over the heels, lengthening out in somewhat of a child's pose. Inhale, float to our plank. Exhale, push it up to down dog. And take a moment to pedal out the feet. Lift the tailbone. Lengthen the back of the legs. A lot of sitting can build up tension in those muscles. Floating back to plank. Knees down and hips back. Now behind the knees is another location, and also in the groin for the lymph nodes. Coming back now to let's keep our knees down. Keep the toes untucked, squeeze the glutes and lift the heart in a modified up dog. So as I now back towards child, trying to tell you about the lymph nodes in the knees and the legs that get a little massage as we move through this flow. Coming out now to plank. Exhale, down dog. Every time you're bending and straightening the knees or the hips, those lymph vessels and nodes get some action. One more time through. Plank, knees down, child's pose. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Glancing between your thumbs and then walking to the top of your mat. Inhale for a half lift. Feel your inner thighs of your legs spinning to the back of the room. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep your hands behind you as you squeeze the glutes, lifting up to tall mountain and release. Beautiful. Very good. Let's take a little balance posture now at this point, and this is the one that's probably the most challenging. I'm going to grab my chair because I'd like you to think about potentially using a chair for Warrior 3. We're going to do crescent lunge, airplane, Warrior 3. And Warrior 3 is one where you're on just one leg, so it can be really challenging. So let's start with our right foot. We'll step back for our crescent lunge, so 2 lanes of traffic, and even at this point you can use your hands if you'd like to, and come into your version of crescent lunge. And now we're going to come into airplane. So bring the weight to that front foot. You can use the chair if you'd like to. With airplane, we're trying to reach our hands behind like airplane wings. Feel the back body activated. And then slowly we move our hands maybe to cactus and then out to Warrior 3. Now when you're in Warrior 3, flex the back ankle. And this is where it's helpful for me to activate my back body if I actually have the chair to lean on. Really feel the back body strengthen up, and then extend your legs, your arms out. Breathing for 3, 2, 1. Coming back to mountain. Okay, and let's take it on the other side. So stepping back now with the left foot, coming into our lunge. And it really helps if you've sturdied up yourself in 2 lanes of traffic. Push the feet apart a little bit. Feel that front leg getting nice and sturdy. Now the weight lands in there. Hold a focus point as you launch off onto that front foot. Arms come back, the ankle flexes. Then slowly move your arms forward as you're taking that Warrior 3. Strengthen the back body. Really lift in that back body. 3, 2, 1. Returning to mountain posture. All right, how did you do? We're going to give one more opportunity to do this in flow, but I wanted to practice it here at the beginning of our practice. Okay, so let's come into our first flow. Standing at the top of your mat, find your mountain posture, feel the weight in your heels. Welcome your body to this moment with an intention for self-care, lengthening through the crown. Inhale, reaching up. Take the right wrist into the left hand. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, lengthen up. Switch the grip. Exhale, side bend. Once more to each side. Inhale. Exhale, side bend. Inhale. Exhale, side bends, keeping those glutes nice and tight. Inhale, lifting, releasing the hands. And now we're going to swan dive. So really strong back as you float the hands down, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, lengthen out the spine, big breath in. Exhale, scoop that navel in. Draw the shoulder blades down, reach the crown forward. Big breath, exhale, fold. Step back on the right, bringing the right knee down to the mat. We're going to start with a low lunge. Let the hips sink towards that forward heel. Try to keep the back toes straightened out behind you. Raise the arms up, and this time I'm going to have you cage the ears. Bring the elbows forward and then widen the elbows out as you lift the heart. So the glutes are squeezed, the heart is lifted, elbows wide. Breathing. Release the hands to frame the foot. Walk your hands back. Come into your hurdler stretch. So toes back, lengthen out the back of that left leg. See if it can be nice and stretchy. And then walk your hands forward. We'll take our dragonfly or runner's lunge twist. Plant your hand, tuck your back toes, lift the knee, and stack your shoulders. Now you can definitely put a block under your hand if that helps you. The hand comes down. We're going to step back for our plank. Bring your knees down, elbows in, chest and chin. Inhale, roll up to cobra. Exhale, push to down dog. Gonna come to the other side now, reaching the right foot up. Bring it forward between the hands. Coming to our runner's lunge. Let's take the right hand up to the sky. Runner's lunge twist. As you bring that hand down, I'm going to have you bring that back knee down. We're going to come up into a crescent lunge twist next. So taking the twist that works for you, I'm bringing my left arm up and I'm going to bring the elbow over. An option for prayer hands. You can also leave the arm open like this. Okay, so whatever works for you. Once you're in that twist, this is a twist for the thoracic spine. Then your options with the knee is to tuck the back toes and lift that back knee if you'd like to. You don't have to do that. And then when you're ready to release that twist, hold a focus point, crescent lunge. Exhale and fold, step to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. And release. Okay, that's one side. Now we're going to do the other side. All right. Cleansing breath here. Always good to settle ourselves back in our heels. Spread the toes. Feel our energy landing. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale and swan dive, tail back. Inhale, a half lift, press on the shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, stepping back on the left, the knee comes down. Untuck the toes, sink the hips, arms come up, cage the ears, elbows forward, and then lift the heart, widen the elbows. Keep squeezing the the glutes a little bit and pressing the knee and the heel away from each other. And then when you're ready, release your hands to frame the foot. And we're going to walk back for our hurdler stretch on this side. So draw the toes back so you get a good stretch on the back of the leg. Walk it forward. Each time we bend and flex the joints, we're getting a little bit more action in our lymphs. Put that left hand down, lift the back knee, stack the shoulders, runner's lunge twist. Bring the right hand down, we'll step to our plank. Then bring your knees down, elbows in, chest down, chin. Roll up cobra. Push up to down dog. Lift the left foot up. Exhale, bring it forward between the hands. And begin with your runner's lunge twist on this side. Bring the back knee down. We're going to come up to a crescent lunge, but we're going to use the twist first. So lift up that right arm and bring it over the knee however you'd like to, okay? As deep or as open as works for you, your twist. Once you have your arm across there, feel the thoracic spine rotating. Option to lift the back knee. You have to tuck your toes, push the feet apart, straighten that leg. The more you hold a focus point, the easier it is to come into crescent lunge now. You can also bring the back knee down and then rise to crescent lunge. Exhale and fold. Step to forward fold. Those are some pretty hard moves. You're doing a great job. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. And then release. Letting go of tension in the body between flows is always a good idea because we're trying to pay attention to our muscles and squeeze them, work them hard, and then let go. So both motions. All right, we're going to move into a B series, Sama Namaskara B. Siri Namaskara B. There we go. Tongue twister for me tonight. Okay. Find your mountain posture, a little weight in the heels. And we start in chair. So reach the hands a little bit behind you, soften your knees and your hips. Raise those arms up. Feel the weight in the heels as they push away from each other. 2 or 3 breaths here. Exhale and fold. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, fold, and step out to your plank. And in this flow, we can take our knees just chin, or you can go high to low plank. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, we meet in down dog. Take a moment in your down dog, maybe to wag the tail. Draw the heels down to the mat. Soften the knees. Push the chest towards the thighs. And then when you're ready, lift the left foot up. Exhale, bring it between the hands. We're going to start in a warrior 1, the back foot off to 2 o'clock, 2 lanes of traffic. Bring your hands behind the ears and lift the heart. Widen the elbows. A breath or 2 here. Use the whole torso. Release the hands behind the sacrum, interlace. Draw them down. We're coming into our humble warrior. So feel the engagement of all the muscles around the low spine. Push the feet apart and slowly bring yourself down towards the mat. option to lift the hands a bit and release them to the mat. Now take a block here on the inside of that left leg, if you have a block. Turn the back toes out to 3 o'clock. So we're kind of coming into a single lane of traffic. We're going to take a side lunge. So lower the hips, hold that knee right over the ankle, and just open yourself up a little bit in that side lunge. And then lifting up to warrior 2. 2 breaths here. Arms are parallel to the earth. And then gently straighten that front leg. Float the arms forward. We're coming to Trikonasana. And this time I'm placing my hand on the inside of the calf, and then I'm going to move it to a top of a block on the outside of the foot. So play around with your triangle. See what feels good to you. I'm feeling a good stretch in the back of my front leg as I draw that left hip way back, breathing with this. So important to breathe. Find that energy in that top hand as it floats you back to warrior 2. The knee stays right over the ankle. Couple breaths here. Soften the gaze, find your smile. Again, that energy, that chi, right through the center of you as you land in extended side angle. Elbow softens on the knee, reach the hands up over the ear. Can you feel your back heel and the line of energy right through your fingertips on your right? Slowly sweeping up, warrior 2. How are you doing? Now we'll bring that back arm forward as we come to a crescent lunge. Do you think we can make it to airplane here? Land on that front heel. And the option for warrior 3. Cactus arms, or reaching all the way. Landing back in crescent. Drop the heel, open up to warrior 2. And peaceful warrior. Left hand up. Straighten the front knee. Reverse triangle. And gently windmill the hands to the mat. Some of those moves are pretty intense. Step the left foot back. Take a flow or skip flow. It's good to take a little back bend energy on the mat, like cobra or up dog. Helps build our back muscles. Coming now to our down dog. We'll take these poses on the other side. Inhale the right foot up. Exhale, bring it forward. And we'll start with our warrior 1. Toes on the left are now facing 10 o'clock. And we have the option for temple fingers. Draw the arms alongside the ears, the shoulders down the back. And then releasing those hands behind the sacrum. Interlace here and draw the hands down as you broaden across the collarbones. Slowly folding to the inside of that thigh. Humble warrior. Release the hands to your block. Find your way into side lunge. Remember, the toes on the back now are going to face 9 o'clock. I'm going to have one lane of traffic here with the feet. You might bring your left hand behind the sacrum as you roll the left shoulder open a bit. Press into that front heel as you lift up. Warrior two. Keep the knee over the ankle. Shoulders softening, breathing for two. Straighten that front leg. Draw the hips back and then float the arms out, Trikonasana. You might try your hand on the inside of the calf, or you might bring it to a block on the outside of the ankle. A couple breaths here. Feel the stretch in the back of that right leg. Floating up, warrior two. Couple breaths. Extended side angle, land the elbow. Bring the hand over the ear. Lengthen out. Feel that line of energy. Breathing. Engage the pelvic floor. Float it up, warrior two. The left hand comes forward, the back heel lifts, crescent lunge. Option to move into those balance postures. Airplane. Cactus arms. Warrior three. Crescent lunge. Open back up to warrior two. The front hand lifts up, peaceful warrior. Straighten the front knee, reverse triangle. And gently windmill. Coming back to the mat. Step back for your plank. And here you can take high to low push up. Inhale up, cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. Take a few breaths here in down dog. 3 or 5 good breaths. Most of the time during the day, we're not taking those deeper breaths. It's good when we're moving that happens. So let's massage our torso. On the inhale, looking between the thumbs, and on the exhale, step to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Feel the shoulder blades coming down. Exhale, fold, soften the hips and knees. Reach behind you. Come up to your chair. 2 or 3 breaths here. Spread the heels. Hands to the heart. And splash it up and out. Beautiful. Releasing. How are you doing? Okay. That feels like a good exercise, stretching everything open and giving everything a good movement, head to toe, right? Finding our mountain posture. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold, and step out to your plank. We're going to bring our knees down and then our elbows down, coming to a forearm plank position. You can leave your knees down or you can float the knees. holding this dolphin plank for 3 breaths. Really using your forearms to press into the mat. And then lift the hips up a bit and walk your toes forward. Feel this activate the muscles in the back body. So you continue to press into the mat with the forearms, lifting the tailbone, dolphin dog. Float back to your dolphin plank for 3 breaths. Option to bring your knees down at any point. Push the hips up. Walk those toes a little bit forward. Press the chest towards the thighs. Come back to dolphin plank. A breath or 2. Bring your knees down. Now we're going to take a side plank. So keep our left elbow down on the mat. You can take any side plank you wish, but I'm going to demonstrate one with the elbow down instead of the hand down. Bring yourself onto your side body. Press that front hand into the mat to give you a little assistance. And then lift yourself up. Now you can also bring one foot forward or behind you, giving you a little more lift. You can stack your feet. Breathing for 2. 1. A couple more. 1 more. And release. I find this low elbow side plank very challenging. Okay, let's switch over to the other side for a side plank on that side. So you always want to even up the side plank so you keep your spine even and strong on both sides. So take the same side plank that you took on the other side. Find your way into it. I think we did 4 breaths. 3, 2, 1. And release. All right, how are you doing on your core practice? Let's come on into our backs now. Unwinding the spine here. Always feels good to get down on our backs. Roll your shoulder blades under a little bit. Press into your back of your head. Let them come under. And then draw your heels up towards your glutes. Plant the heels, spread the toes. Let the exhales be complete. Find that small of the arch in the back and exhale, push down. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, push it down. Inhale, fill. Now roll up into your bridge. Keep your knees in line. Start to press into the heels and the shoulders and lift the chin. Find the breath. Really exercise the breath in the whole torso. Can you feel your ribs moving? Lift the heels and lengthen your tailbone towards the heels as you bring your hips down. We're going to do a little leg lowering, so bring your knees in, lift your heels up, arms alongside the body. Feel that engagement of the core as the heels slowly come down. So draw your toes back and lower them just a little bit. Breathing. Let's take 3 breaths. A third of the way down, 3 breaths. Floating just over the mat, 3 breaths. Zip them back up, 3 breaths. I like to hold onto the sides of my mat a little ways down. Way over the mat. Squeeze the glutes. Zip them up. Bring the heels behind the glutes. We're ready for another bridge. Counterpoint in the low back for that leg lowering. Land in the heels, spread the toes. Slowly unwind the spine, lifting it up. Squeeze the glutes a little. Push the heels and the shoulders away from each other. Feel that breath in the torso. And can you feel those muscles across the front of your abdomen squeezing with each exhale? One more breath. Slowly unwind the spine. You can lift your heels, wiggle it down. And bring the knees in. Couple circles on the back as we get ourselves prepared for that leg lowering. Now another thing that works is putting the hands underneath the sacrum. So let's try that this time. Just slide your thumbs underneath the sacrum. Gives it a little support there. Then lengthen out through the legs. 3 breaths. Lower them a little. 3 breaths. A little bit more and squeeze the glutes. 3 breaths. Zip it up. Come down a little. 3 breaths. A little bit more down. 3 breaths. Floating. 3 breaths. Zip it up, bring the knees into the hands, and circles on the back. Getting ready for our final bridge. Let's make it a wide-footed bridge. So the heels come down, heel toe your feet out so the toes curl over the edge of the mat. Let the heels land. Roll your shoulders under. And then push the small of the back down as you squeeze the glutes and let the hips rise. You may notice it's a little harder to lift the hips all the way up here. That's fine. We'll just breathe them down a little bit. Exhale, squeeze them up. Keep the knees wide. Inhale down. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, soften, and squeeze. Soften, and squeeze and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more, and unwind. Bring the knees in towards the hands and draw those circles on the back body. Come from one hip down to the tailbone and over to the other hip. Just letting that low back really feel that massage of your body's weight against that sacrum area. And let your hands come down onto your shins. The knees widen out and just rock a little left and right. And then find your block. Bridge up to slide it underneath the sacrum. Draw your knees in and let your heels float up. And you might even feel the backs of your legs here. Let's take them one at a time. Let the right heel lengthen down, and we'll lengthen out the hamstring on the left as you point the toes and then flex, point and flex, or circles. And just stretching out the back of that left leg. And then switching, bring the right leg up. And lengthen out the back of that leg. Pumping that calf, pointing, heel toe, heel toe. Then bring that right ankle over the left knee as you draw the left knee in. Press the right thigh away and keep both ankles flexed for eye of the needle. Couple breaths here. And softening, releasing that foot off of that side and then taking it on the other side. The left ankle over the right knee. And pressing your left knee away a bit. Draw the right knee in, keeping both ankles flexed. Breathing. And then unwinding that knee, ankle off the knee. And bringing both feet down behind the block, soles of the feet together. And let the knees fall apart a bit and rock a little bit left and right as you stretch the inner thighs. In this Supta Baddha Konasana, your arms can come up in your cactus. We call this floating goddess at times. Another breath here. And then let the feet settle, knees come up, bridge up to take your block out from underneath you. Lengthen out through the right leg, bring the left knee into the left hand. Let it come out a little bit to the left. Pass it into the right hand. And come into your long spinal twist, reaching that foot forward in front of you. The left hand and the gaze behind you. Breathing and letting go in this twist in the thoracic spine. Gently putting your hand underneath that knee, bringing yourself back through center. And draw your right knee in now into the right hand first. Let it come out to the side a bit. And then pass it into your left hand. Roll that right foot all the way over the top of the body, out in front of you, and take your gaze and your right hand behind you. And breathing. See if you can let go in that twist just a bit more. When we have a good twist in our spines, we can look behind us when we're driving. Although with cameras now, it helps us see what's going on behind us when we're driving. Left hand underneath the right knee. Bring yourself back to center. Prepare yourself for Shavasana, making yourself fully comfortable. Then we're going to do just a little lymphatic massage. And you can, of course, rest in Shavasana or participate with this. We'll begin with the collarbone. Take a breath in. On the exhale, just bringing your fingertips over the top of the collarbone there and just gently massaging in tiny circles right over the top of the collarbone. Widening out towards the shoulder, little circles. Slide your fingertips under the collarbone now, little circles. A lot of lymph nodes right here around the collarbone. Widening out towards the shoulders, little circles. Take a big breath in and release the hands. Exhale, soften. Bring the index finger and the middle finger right behind the jawbone, under the ears. A little tiny circle here. You gently massage behind the jawbone, getting those lymph glands that drain the head. Releasing the hands, and now bring the right hand into the left armpit and just massage the tail of the pectoral muscle. And then switch over to the other side. You can certainly spend longer on any of these areas. We're just moving through. Now coming to the ribs, the base of the ribs where the diaphragm is. And just a gentle massage right on the edge of the ribs up towards the diaphragm. And you can slowly work over the abdomen all the way down over the navel even. Gentle little circles, never pressing so hard as to hurt anything. Should feel good to neutral. Moving to our fifth area, right here on the groin line, the inguinal canal area. Just a gentle massage of the circles and the area that connects the torso and the legs. And then last, we'll move behind the knees. Bring the left knee in. And just a gentle sweeping on the back of that knee. And switching over to the other leg. Right knee in. And a gentle sweeping of the lymph nodes on the back of the right knee. Letting that foot down, feet and arms a little away from the edge of the body. Roll the shoulders under, find your breath. Bring your attention inward as much as possible. How is your body doing? How are you doing? Can you speak that intention of caring for yourself? This beautiful vessel that holds your life, taking care of this sweet body. Softening in the face and around the eyes. Letting the shoulders get heavy and the arms heavy. The whole torso releasing, surrendering. The hips, the thighs, the legs. Heavy, soft, and warm. Bringing your attention over the heart and just breathing through the heart. Feeling your connection with this natural world. You belong, you matter. Caring for ourselves so we can care for others. Beginning to find a little movement in the body or continuing to enjoy stillness. Lengthening out in a bit of a stretch. Or drawing your knees in towards your chest. Bringing some comfort to the low back. When you're ready, coming to a seated posture to close our practice time together. Bringing your hands to heart center. Thank you for your presence and your practice. And thank you for sharing practice with me. May you have a beautiful week. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me, friends. I hope you have a beautiful week.